Hey, what's up, YouTube? Happy New Year, and welcome to another one of these spectacular art book videos. For today's video, I will be working from the book The Art of Inking Comics by, well, no, that's not the name. The Art of Comic Book Inking by Gary Martin. So the reason why I chose this book is because I think it's very important when it comes to inking comics that you understand exactly what you're doing. And I think this book is really good. I've flipped through the pages and it looks very hands-on, like a very hands-on approach. It's not a lot of talking. There's enough talking for you to understand what's going on, but it's not oversaturated with words. Okay, so before we jump right in, let me just let you guys know that we'll be dealing with line weights in this video and how you can use line weights to create depth and give your art some life. Alright, before we get into the nitty-gritty of it though, the meat and potatoes, there's one thing I need to ask you before we continue, and that is, are you following right now? Are you following this channel? If you're not following the channel, then really, what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
So go on ahead and give this video a like, a share, and do remember to follow. Alright, now let's get into it. Reading right from the book. So as we can see, reading directly from the book about line weights, the most important or the first thing that we should consider when creating our lines is the direction of our light source. So the paragraph explains that you need to know the direction of your light source, as that will determine which of your lines you're going to make bolder and heavier in terms of their line weight. This will give your artwork the illusion of life. As you can see, I will demonstrate that here with this example from the book, of course, and you'll see with simple line weights you can really give life to your drawings. Notice how the pencil drawing of the post sticking in the ground is rather flat and indistinct, but by adding a heavy line weight and a shadow, not only have we planted the post firmly in the ground, we've also given it mass and form. The same technique can be used with human figures or animals or anything of that nature. Notice how the little man looks more three-dimensional when he's inked with varying line weights and shadow. Let's look at an arm. Even though this arm is inked, it still looks flat and weak. The arrows show which direction light is coming from, and by adding heavy line weights to the dark side of each arm, it suggests weight and volume. Varying your line weights works like a charm when there's only one light source in a panel, but when you want to add a second light source to the figure, your line weight decisions will become more complex and complicated. Almost always, it's best to base your line weights on the primary light source. Then, you can use the secondary light source to help determine how to handle the highlights and other such details. For the most part, the light sources should stay consistent from panel to panel within each scene of the comic that you're creating. Shadows on figures and objects shouldn't move around randomly. You should also watch out for lighting schemes that may conflict with common sense and or information in the story. For example, shadows pointing west when characters are riding toward an off-panel sunset. Keep in mind though that comic book art often uses inconsistent lighting for dramatic effect, and you don't want to undercut the drama just for the sake of establishing a realistic light source. Okay guys, that brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment your favorite part, maybe comment another book that you would like me to review, or just comment whatever you feel like. I will be doing more books, of course, for this series. However, if you want to see me do more of a book that I've already done, you can also comment that as well. Alright, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.